Our journey began at Port Rashid almost 5 decades ago. None of us could have imagined where it would take us, but we had a vision fueled by the desire to grow, the inspiration to innovate, the ambition to lead, and the commitment to deliver. We let ourselves be led by the needs of our customers and our dedication to change trade and create a business unlike any other. From this, Jebel Ali helped fuel the growth of Dubai, which rose from the Arabian desert to become the vibrant trade hub it is today. From a local port operator to the leading provider of innovative logistics solutions. We worked hard at building partnerships around the world. DP World's journey is made possible by the talented people from over 54 countries around the world that are dedicated to keep trade flowing. Today, we cover every link of the integrated supply chain, from maritime and inland terminals to marine services and industrial parks, as well as technology-driven customer solutions. Through our interconnected networks of more than 120 business units in 60 countries on 6 continents, we moved 10% of the world's trade, 71.2 million containers. Wherever we operate, we integrate sustainability and responsible corporate citizenship into our activities, contributing to the economies and communities where we live and work. As we continue on our journey, DP World will continue to think ahead, anticipate change, and deploy innovative technologies. Investing in the next generations and building a positive legacy to society and our planet. At DP World, we enable smarter trade to create a better future for everyone. DP World's Group Chairman and CEO, His Excellency Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem, will tell us what we can expect from DP World next.
Lovely to see you here. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now, when we look at logistics and we look at mobility, infrastructure, and transportation, I mean, the boundaries, so to speak, they're really falling in many ways, and new networked sort of intermodal systems are emerging. Do you see this as a threat or an opportunity for DP World?
It is definitely an opportunity. We are a company that we are in over 50 countries. We are in over 130 operations, 85 terminals, and we have everything from port operations to logistics. So when you see these challenges, it's actually an opportunity. An opportunity because you always see something which is inefficient, and by making it more efficient, you say, wow, not only did I save time, but actually I have a new business. And I, at the end of the day, was able to produce a service to my customer much cheaper and faster than what he did. Had I had no challenge, I would have not even thought of that. So all those challenges are an opportunity for us.
Now, when we look at platforms that are there, and particularly looking at Hypermotion, this is really about the digital transformation in the logistics and mobility industry. How is that going to fit into your strategy?
Well, during the pandemic, actually, we as ports, we were affected like everybody else. But one of our problems is we are gateways to cargo for countries, and we cannot afford to have the port closed. So we started immediately to do many things. First, and the most important, is how to protect our people and save them while they do their job. And we did everything in accordance with the World Health Organization regulations and countries and government that we operate in. Then we started to accelerate platform. We always had the idea that we should have certain platforms, and they are in the making. With pandemic, with the people unable to do business face-to-face or render services face-to-face. We have to come up with certain platforms. One of them is sea rates. One of them is our freight alliance system, which is today over 190 companies are on that system. It is an alliance of freight forwarders in one platform, competing to give the best service to the customer, utilizing and capitalizing on the amazing infrastructure that DP World has throughout the world network.
But talk to me about logistics and mobility systems of the future. They need to be intelligent, they need to be smart, and you know, here at DP World, you need to make sure that you're future-proof almost. What are your plans?
When we look at our business, and we always challenge our business and business model all the time, and we see what do the customer want? They're the one who pays for the service. And we notice that the most important thing for the customers is how fast we can get our products, how fast it can reach our customer. And this is important. And so it's not how much it costs, it's really how fast. That led us to invest in technologies, invest in efficient equipment to make sure that things go faster. Companies spend a lot of money on inventory, where inventory is a cost. But if someone can produce a system of smart logistics with using state-of-the-art ideas, system, machinery to deliver, that will save hundreds of millions of the retailers. We embrace technology and we look at ways of how to achieve the ability to deliver something fast. So a few years ago, we read about a technology called Hyperloop. And Hyperloop is a technology where in their literature, in their media, it shows cargo and people are moving from cities to cities. That means they're not going through airports or ports. And to us, that's a disruptive technology. And so we got interested and we went out and met them and visited the facility, looked at the technology, and then asked them to do a study that in the event this happens, maybe we can use it. And they did a study, and their knowledge is more on transporting people, not cargo. So we changed something to do with cargo to make it more efficient. We ended up buying into the company, and today we are the major shareholder of Hyperloop, which we called it Cargo Speed, or Virgin Hyperloop, depending if you carry passenger, you are called Virgin Hyperloop, and if you are carrying cargo, it will be called DP World Cargo Speed. And that system allows people and cargo to travel at the speed of air with the cost of road transport. It's been 3 years since we became partners and acquired the shares, and today I'm really pleased to say that from the drawing board, this becomes a technology. There are machines that do what we told people in paper, it's happening in reality, and we are going to add more and more to that, where this will become a reality and people can travel, passengers and people with a different mode of transportation, that we participated as a duty of a company that is in the logistic and transportation. We have to contribute to this technology so it becomes a technology that people can benefit around the world.
When we look at efficiency and we look at innovation and what technology can do, give us some examples in terms of, you know, what's first in your mind.
Well, let me tell you, the efficiency is very important, and necessity is the mother of invention. So sometimes we become innovative not because we just want to show we are innovative, because we need it. So one of the things we faced with the Hyperloop is if they ever come to the port, they need us to put the cargo in the loop every 5 seconds, and that's impossible. So we had to study how we operate, and we ended up with a technology that actually we can use it today, whether Hyperloop came or not, and we call it Box Pay. And Box Pay basically changes the way we build ports. So the port will have a quay wall with cranes moving the cargo from the ship. But in the yard, it's totally different. We will have no yard equipment. Containers will be stacked in a building on top of each other. That saves time. We will be doing an efficiency of over 200%. Cost of building the terminal will be 65% or 45% cheaper than what we build a normal port. And this is a technology in innovation in hardware. So we're building it ourselves. It is already finished and we're testing it, and that will be deployed in many of our terminals. And it gives me two things: not only speed, but it almost double or triple my capacity with very little investment in expanding the port. So that's a very interesting thing we've done.
And talk to me about, data, and everybody is getting very good at collecting data, but how is everybody using data? And when you look at, data analytics and all of that, how has this changed shipping and life in the port?
Well, in the port, there's a lot of data. There's a lot of information, actually. And the information is available. The key is, how do you make this information into data? And how do you make data into tools that help you to make good decisions and your customer get a better view of how his cargo is going? So we utilize the data through the technology, through many of the platforms we have, where today I can look at a trend of a certain trader. I will tell him that in certain country you are doing better or you're doing less. And if you're doing better, then maybe you can concentrate more on that. It is in my interest to make sure that my customer does more. So the information we have translates into knowledge that become tools that we can give it to our customer so they can do better business, so they can see a bigger picture of more efficiency. Data is very important. Everybody talks about the big data. The idea is, how do you really analyze it and use it as a tool to help you to become more efficient, to help you where to invest and how much, and to guide the customer which part of the business you concentrate on, and create new businesses.
So do you think in recent years that we're seeing a much more almost holistic approach to how you do business, rather than perhaps an old siloed approach, which really there's no room for anymore?
Absolutely. You will see a well-connected world, more efficient world, and leveraging on the best facilities we have. We are the major operator of ports in India. We're the major operator in Australia. We are a big operator in Pakistan and many countries around the world. And now we're linking them. They cannot operate anymore like islands. They're operating with a lot of synergy, so we can become more efficient and traders get better benefit, and then the trade expands and flourishes.
But as well as taking a more holistic view in terms of how you're doing business, the need for partnerships to make sure that you succeed and everybody else succeeds, I mean, this is what must also be so important as we start this new decade and really look to the future. Talk to me a little bit about the importance of strong partnerships and, how successful partnerships have been for you.
Very important for us. There are labs, there are research centers, there are initiatives like Hypermotion and others where we are already in dialogue and in partnership with them. MIT, for example, we have used them and we have an agreement with them to look at utilizing artificial intelligence, utilizing new technologies in robotics to help us to have smart warehouses. And we will see that many of our warehouses will be robotic around the world, closer to customers, utilizing artificial intelligence, so that basically machine learning will help us to do the repetitive and the routine work by a machine. And today is the age of the brain. Our people will be the ones who will think of how to solve a problem, how to find a solution to a problem. Machine cannot do it. Machine can do repetitive things. And that is the key. And so definitely it is key for our success to be partnered with MIT, Columbia University, and many brains in the world that are pioneers in deploying technology.
When we look at logistics and we look at it in terms of creating growth and prosperity, I know for DP World this is very much at the core and the foundation also of what you do. But how does DP World actually contribute when you look at prosperity and economic growth?
Well, definitely in our business we create trade. We enable trade, and trade was always the first business that people had from many years. But I must admit, until today, still there are a lot of inefficiencies in the supply chain. A lot of costs today that are associated of how to bring something from end to end that has no relation to the main driver of the supply chain. Who are the drivers? Shipping lines and ports. These are the two entities that invest billions in it. So both the shipping line today and the ports are working very hard to remove inefficiencies. And inefficiency will mean it will cost less to take something from one point to another. It will be faster. Also, today the world is changing. 3D printing. That means product doesn't need to be produced in the country of origin. It can be actually produced partly or wholly with the 3D printing. Consumers are demanding products to be available immediately. So the efficiency is going to improve. And to embrace that, the traditional location of manufacturing something in the Far East does not really become very important. What's important is where the consumer are. So this is a move, and we are embracing it, and we are putting facilities and investment to achieve that. Sustainability is very important for us. And in the past, people use sustainability where they are not in the grid. So if I'm in the Middle Africa and there is no electricity, I have no choice but to use alternative methods. But actually in Dubai, in Jebel Ali, today, all our office buildings are powered by solar energy. And we produce even more than what we need. And it was a good innovation.
Now, when you look at the digital transformation of your journey, how can Hypermotion actually help?
By working with Hypermotion, we have the ability to engage with developers, users, and technology experts and labs in finding the right tools to help us to transform ourselves digitally through our journey of expansion, through our journey of development, because by testing new tools, you can only know whether it's going to work or not. And so with the technology, testing and deploying and using it. And we are not testing anything, we're testing something we need. And so by collaboration with Hypermotion, it helps us to get introduced to the right people. Innovation is in the DNA of DP World. We have so much passion for innovation. Innovation will allow us to enable smarter trade. By embracing smarter trade, we will ensure that we have a better future for everyone.